Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Eastside Hockey Manager with the Boston Bruins. And so I'm going to move my mic a little bit. I forget that my head has to be tilted to the left here with my monitor where it is now. So I simmed ahead a little bit further than where I had initially planned. I think I said the initial plan was December 1st, but I actually went ahead and simmed ahead to January 1st just because I wanted to get a little bit more of the season under our belt. I also didn't want, to be looking at 4 or 5 episodes per season. I think 3 is a good number. So I think this one will take us to the deadline. Or I think 4 is probably a good one. So this next one will take us to the deadline. The one after that will take us to the end of the regular season. And then we'll do the postseason and off season after that. So I simmed up to January 1st, and you can see we the second best record in the Eastern Conference. We're 2 points behind the Rangers. If we go by divisional standings, we are atop the Atlantic Division. We have a 4-point lead over Toronto. They have a game in hand, though. We're 23-8-4. It's been a pretty good year for us. One of the better offenses. It looks like we're maybe middle of the pack offensively. Goals against, we're in the top half, only 95 goals allowed in 35 games. So it's been a good streak for us so far. We have suffered some injuries, quite a few actually. We lost Pasternak for a bit. You can see Beecher is down. Merkelov, who actually was really good, put up 9 points in 19 games, had 4 goals. He was down for a bit. Beecher's only played a couple of games. He's been hurt for a while. I think he's back. I think he's ready to come back now. But yeah, we'll look at the stats. So Pasternak leads the way, 35 points in 33 games, leads the team in goals. And goal scoring is a bit of a concern. Pasternak's having a good year. DeBrusk is having a good year. Goal scoring, Zacha's doing okay. But that's really, Van Riemsdyk is good, but I don't know that James Van Riemsdyk is somebody we're going to sign long term. He only wants $1.5 million, but how likely is he to put up numbers like this again? You look at his history. He's been a 15 to 25 goal guy the last 5 years. So he's right there. The pace is actually on pace for close to 30 right now. So I don't know that he's going to do that again, but Marchand's not had a great year. Only 24 points in 35 games for Brad. Jacob Lauko's got 7 goals, which isn't terrible, but we don't have a lot of depth scoring. We're getting a lot from Pasta, a lot from DeBrusk, a lot from JVR, and that's really it. Average rating, we got some good numbers. Pasta and Ullmark have been our 2 best players. DeBrusk, some really good average ratings. Patra has been our worst. Got 9 points in 35 games. He's a -4. Morgan Geeky, John Beecher, Ian Mitchell, Lassie Thompson. Yeah, so a lot of our young guys haven't been particularly good. Frederick's been a bit of a disappointment, only 10 points in 35 games. So finding a forward, which isn't a surprise if you know kind of the changes that the Bruins had to make in the offseason, finding a forward's probably not a bad idea. Goalie-wise, Linus Ullmark is following up his great season with another great season, 2.20 and a 9.30. Swayman's been just okay. Goals against just under 3. He does have a 9.20 save percentage, which means he's facing a crap ton of shots. But statistically, that's how things are going for the Bruins right now. So I also stopped at January 1st because there's some stuff that we got to do. First thing we need to do is take a look at some of our expiring contracts. And there are some big ones on here. Jake DeBrusk is an unrestricted. Grizzlick is an unrestricted. He's somebody I may look to trade, honestly. Jeremy Swayman's an RFA. He's somebody we should probably try to lock down. That's a reasonable contract. But he wants 4.8, which we can't give him right now. In order to retain the rights, so we're going to have to offer him at least 3.475. So we'll offer him that and then see what sort of answer we get. DeBrusk is another one. Oof, he wants a lot of money. He wants 7.6 for 8 years. He wants $53 million for 7 years. We may have to hold off. It's a lot of money. We may have to hold off on Jake, which wouldn't be the best thing in the world, but give it a little bit of time. And then a lot of these other players, I mean, again, we talked about Van Riemsdyk. We'll see if he keeps this up, see if the ratings drop at all. Maybe we can sign him later. But a lot of these guys I don't really care about. Zaboral, yeah, he never really developed. Kyle Kaiser, meh. Bussy, we need to offer him a contract. Offer him that qualifying offer. Same thing with Lassie Thompson. Get those out of the way. Riley Walsh. He doesn't look like a bad player. Where did he come from? He's with New Jersey. To Harvard. .22 points in 36 games. Meh. Toporowski. Looks like somebody we should probably offer. It's not what I wanted to do. What, he's not interested in signing? Huh, he doesn't want to sign. Okay, that's fine. Kaiser's an RFA, but not particularly good. Fine with losing the rights to him. And then the other thing that I wanted to take a look at was I offered Matty Grzelcyk out to everybody. And I got a couple of, and this is kind of where I wish I could do this live, but you know, it is what it is. Got a couple of really interesting offers. We'll take a look at San Jose. They want to send us Matt Benning, which, you know, defenseman making 1.2. Pretty solid all-around defenseman. Only 29 years old. Yeah, I mean, he's pretty solid across the board. But the big name here is Thomas Bordeleau, 21-year-old. Our scouts only think he's 3 stars, but that would give us some pretty nice forward depth. He has no points with San Jose in 9 games this year. They also want to send us 2 fourths, a 2024 fourth and 2025 fourth. That was deal number 1. Deal number 2, the Rangers wanted to give us Barclay Goodrow and his contract, which I'm not all that excited about, but a first and a second. And then the third one, and this is the one that piqued my interest the most, Spencer Knight, a third and a fourth for Matt Grzelcyk. Now, the interesting thing about Spencer Knight is that he signed long-term to a 3-year, $13.5 million contract. But we don't really need another goalie right now, especially if we bring Swayman back. I mean, I'm leaning here. Benning would effectively replace Grzelcyk in the lineup. We get ourselves a young forward in Bordeleau. Again, our scouts think he's third-line potential, finesse center, like Mikhail Granlund. I mean, if you put up numbers like Granlund, I think I'd be okay with that, or would I? Yeah, I mean, Minnesota Granlund, sure. 21-year-old center, very consistent, hardworking. Doesn't really list any negative traits. I kind of like this deal. I mean, he's an offensive-minded forward, but that's what we need. We need center depth. This would give us some center depth, get us a couple of draft picks. We would lose Grzelcyk, but I don't know that we were going to be able to re-sign him anyway. Yeah, I'm not paying Matt Grzelcyk $7 million a year. I think this is a deal we make. We're going to send Matt Grzelcyk to San Jose for Matt Benning, who's a bit of a downgrade, to be fair. He's more of a defensive defenseman than Grzelcyk. If you compare the two of them, compare players. Yeah, you got Grzelcyk here on the left, and you can see all the all the green. Benning is stronger, bit better hitter. I mean, Grzelcyk's clearly the better player, but we get cheaper. We get a young frontline potential center in Thomas Bordeleau, who was second-round pick for San Jose in 2020. And we get a couple of draft picks, a couple of fourth-round picks. So I think I'm going to go ahead and... So our scout doesn't like it. Well, what can we do to change it? What if we do this, and what if we... Okay, so they don't want... What about a second and a third? Do they have anybody else that we would want instead? Looking for young players, maybe. Fifth-round pick. I don't have a scout on him, though. I mean, I really like the idea of getting Bordeleau. Kuznetsov. They must have gotten traded. He must have gotten traded to San Jose. How did they pick him up? Does it say? There's a way to look. I don't remember how. Eklund, they won't give me. Duclair, they wouldn't give me. I don't think they'd give me either of these guys. Ethan Cardwell. Yeah, you look at the interest there, and if I got rid of him and then I put those draft picks back in, does that change it? But I don't think we're as far off here. I mean, Grzelcyk is good, but I'm not paying him $7 million. I'm just not doing it. I like the idea of picking up Bordeleau. I think he continues to get better offensively. I mean, I would be content. Can I get a first-round pick in the future? No. But what about like a second and a third instead of 2/4? I mean, I'm okay with this. Let's offer that. I mean, our scout won't be, but I'm okay with that. So I'm going to reject this, and I'm going to reject this. And if they don't like that deal, I may offer Grzelcyk up again here in the future. I'm going to sim ahead a couple of days and see what sort of answer we get from San Jose. Although I'm a little hesitant. The last big deal the Bruins made with San Jose involved Joe Thornton. So that's a problem. Colorado places Ben Myers on waivers. Tyson Yost. Seattle Kraken are looking to acquire him. Yeah, he's already 25. All right, let's go. We got a game today. Who do we have starting? Want to have... Yeah, I'm going to have Ullmark out there. Confirm. Let's go ahead and sim, and I don't know if we won it sim too fast, so we'll take a look. We won 4-2. Zaka in the first, Marchand, Pasta, and Frederick in the third, I guess. Yeah, no scoring in the first. 26 saves made by Linus. So we win again. So Swayman rejected our contract. Thompson signed the contract. Gavin Bayreuther. Matt Roy. The Blackhawks have lost 13 games in a row. They rejected this. So let's offer him up again. See if we get any different offers. It's Frankie Vetrano. I love me some Frankie Vetrano. The one that got away. He was really good. He's been really good since leaving the Bruins. Philip Kurashev, Joey Anderson, and Isaac Phillips. I mean, that's a lot of young talent. Are they any good? 3-star, 3-star. Don't have any scouting on Anderson. I don't have any scouting on Phillips. It's not terrible. Let's reject this one. Detroit wants to send us Ollie Mata. No, I'm good. Cross Hannes looks pretty good, though. Only 21 years old, but Bordeleau already more developed than him. There's Florida with the Spencer Knight deal again. Sean Monahan, okay. Raphael Harvey Pinard. He's 24. Nope. Marco Scandella and Zach Dean. Nope. Nope. Let's go back to the San Jose trade. All right, so they won't take a second and a third. What about a second? What about a second this year and a fourth next year? You don't like the sound of that offer. All right, but what about a second next year and a fourth? All right, what about a third? You don't have a third this year. A third and then your fourth this year. Yeah. And I can add back in. Oh, right. It's not in any sort of order. I mean, I can add back in Matt Benning. He's not good, though. He's just not good. Lukunin. Giovanni Smith. Nico's making $2 million a year. I mean, I could probably afford that, but eyes off. All right, we're going to come back to it. I mean, I think we can make this work. Bordeleau's now 22. I guess his birthday was just recently. Yeah, on January 3rd. All right, so we just had his birthday. Congratulations. Yeah, we get 2 scouts. They both say he's 3 stars. I don't know. I kind of like this deal. I still like this deal, even though the game doesn't necessarily like it. I'm going to offer it. We're going to reject. And if this one gets rejected, I think we'll wait until we get to the deadline a little bit. We're going to have to talk to Swayman again. So we do get Brandon Bussey, to sign his 1-year deal. We need to give Kupari assurances. I mean, sure. Joe Thornton, inducted into the Hall of Fame along with Phil Kessel. Good for Phil. Our next game is the 4th. Our next game is today. So I think let's go Ullmark again. And then we'll go Swayman against Tampa. We won 5-4, I think that said. Yep. So they scored first. Then we get Zacha, JVR, Coyle, DeBrusk in the second. We win in a shootout. Win's a win. I would hate to trade Jake, but it's not good enough. All right, so we're going to wait. When is the trade deadline? It's February sometime. Why is it not coming up? Oh, it's in March. Okay. It's March. So we can play. Yeah. All right. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to pause. I'm going to sim ahead to probably the beginning of February, and then we'll come back and we'll do February online, and we'll see about making some deals. So I'll be right back. All right. We're back. It is February. Actually, it's January 31st, and I came back a day early because I just had a trade offer made to me that I think I'm going to accept. But before we do that, I want to show you a trade that we already made, which is leading to the trade that I'm going to accept. So if we go to our roster, excuse me, take a look at our forward line and our D pairing. You'll notice there's no more Matt Grzelcyk here, and you'll notice the addition of a Travis Konechny from the Philadelphia Flyers. We picked up Konechny, 26 years old, contract this year and next season, so we got him for at least another year. We weren't going to re-sign Grzelcyk. Grzelcyk's contract was just too much. It was, he wanted $7 million or something. So let's show you the complete deal here. Right here on the 20th, Travis Konechny from Philadelphia to Boston in exchange for Matt Grzelcyk. And he's 7.4 rating since going to Philadelphia. 3 assists in 5 games. We also sent them Kyle Kaiser. Has some decent ratings, has some stuff that he's either really good at stuff or really bad at stuff, and he's already 24. So we traded him along with the rights to Dan Lockmellis, a 20-year-old defenseman who goes to UMass Amherst. So those are the 3 players we traded. Grzelcyk, Kaiser, Lockmellis to the Flyers in exchange for Travis Konechny. So that shores up our forward lines here. You can see what we did with the lines. So we moved Konechny up to the top line, moved JVR down to the third. So that third line's a bit of a banger. Geeky, Van Riemsdyk, and Frederick. So we've got Konechny, Zacha, and Pasternak on that top line. Marchand, Coyle, DeBrusk on the second line. I still would like to pick up a center. And I thought that might be either a center or a defenseman might be the way I go when we make this second move. And the second move involves Jake DeBrusk. He's another one who wanted over $7 million. And while Jake looks pretty good he's having a good year this year. I mean, that's the reality, is that we are absolutely sacrificing. He's got a lot of green in here. He's got 20 goals in 49 games, so he's on pace for nearly 30. This is his 3rd straight season of more than 20 goals. He's been really good. He's been really, really good. A consistent 20 to 25 goal scorer with the exception of a couple of seasons. But that contract is just too much, man. Yeah, he doesn't. He's angry because we're trading because we've had him on the block, so he's not interested in coming back. But he wanted $7.5 million or something for 8 years. So we put him on the block, and we got this trade offer from Buffalo. Sabres want to send us Tyson Yost, who would be a step down, but would still give us some flexibility in the middle, along with Henry Yoki-Haru, a 24-year-old defenseman, along with 2 third-round picks, one this year and one next year, for Jake DeBrusk. It has him listed as both 2 stars, but I like the depth, so we're going to go ahead and accept this deal. So the trade has been accepted, Jake DeBrusk for Yost, Yoki-Haru, and a couple of draft picks, and I still don't think we're done. There are still a couple of deals I think I want to make. We got Vegas tomorrow. I still want to upgrade. We're going to confirm that deal. And has it gone through? No, not yet. It'll be tomorrow. So we make ourselves a little deeper, giving up DeBrusk, who we weren't going to re-sign. Yost seeks assurances. Just list him as a regular player. Yoki-Haru, we'll make him a regular player. All right, so defensive player of the month, or the goalie of the month. I think I listed Connor Hellebuck as the best defensive player of the month. All right, that's fair. Buchnevich is your offensive player, rookie of the month. Luke Evangelista played a good game against the Bruins the other night. And then Leon Draisaitl is your player of the month. So, all right, so the trade is done. So we are going to have to kind of redo our lines here a little bit. So I think Lassie Thompson will come out. Yoki-Haru will go in. Not Carlo, Yoki-Haru. I think we are going to send... Yeah, Patra's rating is down under a 6. We're going to send Patra down to... Got to place him on waivers? What? Oh, I got to send him back to juniors. All right, we're going to send him back to juniors. Let him finish the season there. We'll put Yost in the lineup as well. So, all right. So, Yoki-Haru. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who are we missing? Carlo? We'll do that. Carlo, McAvoy, Lindholm, Yoki-Haru, Mitchell, Shattenkirk. Second line. Yost has got to go out there. He's not going to be my second line guy. What is going on? What is happening here? Coyle there. Are we short a player? Yeah, we're short a skater. Merkelov. 10 points in 21 games, or Kupari. 6.75. And we'll go Merkelov for now, but I still think I'm going to be looking to add another piece. Merkelov. He's not going to be my second line guy. We will switch him in Van Riemsdyk. We will switch. Yeah, we'll do that. Or do we want to put Geeky on the fourth line? I think Yost might be a bit better offensive talent. Oops. Let's do it from here. Actually, they're both pretty well rounded. So let's leave it like this for now. We got to put Van Riemsdyk there and there. Move Konechny in there and there. And then who do I... PK. Why is Carlo not out there? And then who do I want? No, we want Shattenkirk there. And let's try Yost. There and there. All right, so we'll get to February, and I think I'm looking for another. I mean, Yost isn't. I don't think we're terrible up the middle now. Yost, Geeky, Coyle, and Zaka. I don't think it's terrible, Pavel's a plus 34. He's having a really good season. I'm pleased with that. We sent Patra back to Guelph. Jason, big deal offered by the Rangers. They want to get Jason Zucker or Mackenzie Weegar. I was looking at Weegar, but he looks really, really good, but that contract is just absurd. It's 9 years, $6.5 million. It's more than I want to pay. All right, we got a game today, right? Yeah, Vegas. Who's going to be starting? Let's quickly just look at the stats. So through January, we played Simmed another month. Pasta's up to 55 points. JVR 47. Zaka 39. Coyle's having a really good year. Konechny 2 points in 5 games, but a 7.2. Anybody underperforming? Lauko hasn't been great. I mean, we don't have any terrible ratings. Geekies hasn't been great. Yeah, I mean, we definitely could use another forward. So when we get closer to the middle of the month, we'll take a look at who's on the block, and we got Vegas. So we're in third place now. We dropped. Who's ahead of us? Florida's in first, and I assume the Rangers are in second. We won that one 5-2. Frederick, Coyle, a couple from Marchand, and then Van Riemsdyk. Okay, I like the balanced scoring. I like picking up 5 goals in a game where we don't get one from Pasta. That'll work. Yes, I also believe that David Pastrnak is an invaluable member of the team. I'm glad we're in agreement there. Steven Lorentz. No. Let's quickly just take a look at on who's on the block. Oh, not much. Okay. Not much. Maybe, though. Forwards. Is there a name on here that maybe wouldn't cost a ton? My guess would be no. I assume that if you're in the top 50 in scoring, that you're probably valuable to your team. Thinking about teams that aren't particularly good. If we look at the standings, we've already made a trade. I mean, not that we couldn't make another trade with Philadelphia, but does Washington have anything of interest? They've got Trevor Van Riemsdyk. We could pair up the brothers. Dylan Strom, that's a long contract. If it was a little bit shorter than that, I might make a run at him. Protas, no. Pacioretty, how's he done this year? I mean, that shot is still there. Wow, they value him. Okay. All right, let's keep going. Yeah, we're going to get a lot of this here over the next month. Yeah, look at the amount that Florida's offering for Pacioretty. Gospis here. Dumba. 2 seconds and a third for Weegar. I mean, if they want to take that... I mean, Mike Matheson is somebody I was looking at. His contract's reasonable. And I was looking at what some of the teams were offering him, and I couldn't get Montreal to bite. And maybe now that we're closer to the deadline, let's just inquire and see what they say. Sometimes when you inquire, they'll come back to you with a deal or some players that they're interested in. So we had Pastrnak and McAvoy make the All-Star team, and that was it. Did we have anybody pick up a point? Pasta had an assist. Looks like that's out. All right. And this is why I don't want to sim a whole lot of day by day, just because it takes such a long time, like every day, especially once you get closer to the deadline. You end up with 30 or 40 emails every day. Oh, Omar played. I didn't realize he made it so. Anthony Mantha. Meh. Boone Jenner. I mean, I don't hate Boone Jenner at 3.7. Sean Couturier for yes. Oh, JT Comfort. Maybe Boone Jenner. That's not a terrible. I mean, he's a good player. 4-star. I mean, what do we have that we could give? I mean, I'd be happy to start with Walsh. I'm looking at the star ratings. I'm thinking maybe if I can pair up 3 or 4 3-star type defensemen, or 3 or 4 3-star type players, that might be enough. You don't like Anthony Richard. Okay. What about Regula? Yeah, I mean, it's with, what do they say? 3 dimes for a quarter kind of thing, or 3 quarters for $1, 4 quarters for $1. Is that what they say? I don't know the saying. You know what I'm talking about, though. You guys know what I'm talking about. You're smart. Brett Harrison. I mean, he's an actual talent. Where do you go? He's right there. Let's do this. Let's just inquire on Boone Jenner. I wouldn't mind picking up Jenner. I mean, 3.75 for the next 2 seasons for Jenner. And it feels like a really good deal. So pick up a couple of draft picks, a couple of young players. I am going to have to, I think their contracts are up. Cam Fowler is another name that's been out there, but he's 32, and the contract isn't terrible, 6.5, but I'm already paying a bunch of players. Yeah, I see a lot of offers for Mike Matheson, and I wouldn't mind picking him up. Yeah. All right, I think we can sim ahead a couple of days here. Yeah, look at all the emails we get. I read 20 different emails. I mean, it will tell you they consider him a valuable player and they're unsure about what we'd be willing to offer in return. I mean, as we get closer to the deadline, I'll take another look. But yeah, I'm going to start skimming through these emails rather than looking at each and every one of them. Today's the 6th, so we do have to adjust our goalies. I want Olmark out there for this one. Calgary coming in today. We lose 5-2 coming out of the All-Star break. That's not good. Bad first game out of the All-Star break. We're 31-14-6. We're having a good year. I'm certainly not complaining about how the season is going, but that wasn't a great start. If there's anything here, I look at this because I like to see names. Like, I like to see who other teams are offering, are trying to pick up, because then maybe I can make an offer and kind of swoop in. Like, that's how I got Konechny. Wow. That seems like a really good deal for San Jose. 2 firsts and a second for Barabanov. For a 40-point guy. So I think what I'm going to do is once we get through the deadline, I think I'm going to sim to the end of the season offline. I think that makes the most sense. Because once you get through the deadline, you're just looking at box scores, right? Now that I've kind of got my eyes set on Boone Jenner. Like, I kind of want Boone now, but he's a 4-star guy. So what do I got to give up? What do I have that I'm willing to give up? Nobody from this upper group here, which is all my 4-star guys. I mean, Walsh is fine. Lysel, he's having a good season, man. Potential 5-star rating. Oops. The game is played it's played in a small window at a really high resolution. So sometimes I click on it and it goes to the desktop behind it. Lowry, no, I need to hang on to him. Kuntar, I mean, what if we did something like that? I don't want to give up any of my draft picks. I want to hold on to the draft picks. Game, again, we'll go with, and we lost again. It's back-to-back losses. Not good. You're not 4th. Oh, good. Zaka's hurt. Out for a few days. What does that mean? Oh, he's all right. He's all right. I don't want to do anything with the lines. Konechny, Zaka, Pasternak, Marchand, Coyle, Van Riemsdyk. And I don't think this is going to make or break anything, but let's change Yost and Kiki. Let's go with that. Next game is on the 10th. We'll start Swayman in that one. Cam Fowler still. A lot of these trades are rejected. They don't want to part ways with Boone Jenner. Okay. Look at all the trade proposals. Thomas Hurdle, really? Yeah, that contract is absurd. Like, it's just ridiculous. All right, let's go roster, tactics. Get Swayman back out there. Sim the game. No, playing in the evening, I guess. There we are. Well, the offense comes to play here. We put up a 6 spot. Swayman didn't play a great game, but we get Van Riemsdyk with a couple, Konechny, Coyle, Geeky, Lucic. Three points for JVR, 2 for Geeky, 2 for Lucic, 2 for Shattenkirk, 2 for Konechny, 8 game rating. As Swayman didn't have a good game, but the offense backed him. Still sitting in 4th. Career milestone for Lucic. 600th career point for Marchand. His 1,000th game. Congratulations, Captain. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind picking up a Sean Couturier. How long's his contract? Yes, I would. And some of these deals are just absurd. Victor Arvidsson's not a bad player. Contract expires at the end of this year, though. Speaking of contracts expiring, 2.5. That's 4 years at $10 million. He's only 23. That's not awful. He's 24 now, but hasn't played particularly well. So I think we wait just a little bit. Probably the same thing with Yost. Yeah, he's been downright awful. Once there is, but that depth I don't think is bad. I think signing those 2 players for $2 to $2.5 million a year, I don't think is a bad plan. But that might be after the deadline when we see exactly what we're dealing with for money going into next season. Because we do now have a couple of players that are signed through next season. Well, we have Konechny who's signed through next season. Nothing here for us. Because I don't think I have anybody on the block anymore. $3.6. I may have to trade Swayman. I may have to trade Swayman. I can't offer more than what he wants. That's not good. That's not good. Because Ullmark is the better goalie right now. But I don't think I'm going to be able to keep them both. I think Ullmark may have to get traded in the offseason. I wonder if Weegar will get traded. I've been seeing these trade offers since like November. Tampa. Let's go back to Ully. Tactics. Try to keep it as realistic as possible. Again, fatigue isn't really an issue in then we lose in overtime. Pasta and Geeky. Fatigue really isn't a true issue in this game, but try to keep it as realistic as I can. Yeah, we've been going for almost an hour between these two sections of video. It's okay. You live and you learn. So I know that day-to-day simming's probably not the best solution for this game. We're going to stick with Ullmark against Seattle. We lose again. Van Riemsdyk and Lindholm. Not good. See how far behind everybody we are. Yeah, I don't care anymore. Standings. Wow, Florida has run away with it. It means we're second in the division, but Toronto's got 2 games in hand. Yeah, I mean we're hanging around. We're hanging around, but it's been a rough stretch lately, that's for sure. We got Tampa climbing up our butt. I don't think the playoffs, I don't think we run the risk of missing the playoffs, but it's certainly closer than I would like given where we were on January 1st. So we got a game today. I'm going to switch back to Swayman. Are there any other changes I want to make? Maybe we do this. Maybe we do that. Coyle, Marchand, Konechny, Van Riemsdyk, Zacha, Pasta. That line was doing really, really well at the beginning of the season, so let's try that. We lost again. Oof. Geeky, Pasta, and Marchand. 4 goals in the first period given up by Swayman. And we are playing some bad hockey here right now, folks. Nothing I need to address. Next game is the 19th, so let's switch goalies again. Oh, we got a trade. Declan Chisholm for Nick Dowd. Let's get a win here. Yeah, we win 5-3. There we go. Konechny from Carlo and Coyle, Van Riemsdyk, Coyle, Zacha, Pasternak. All right. So I think those lines are the way to go. Stick with Konechny on the second line with Coyle and Marchand. And then Van Riemsdyk, Zacha, and Pasta on the top line. 21st is our next game, so let's just keep going. Maybe we take one more run at Boone Jenner. I'm just looking to see if there's anything other than trade proposals. Oh, they're all proposals. Read all. I need to go to scouting because I need to get my scouts set up here. We will assign him to the entry draft. Intensive. I think we're going to go 2 to the entry draft. And then put Leverton on the NHL. There we go. All right. 21st, we got Edmonton. We'll stick with Allmark in net. We lose again. It's defensively. We're just struggling. Lauko, Yost, and Konechny. We're struggling defensively. I need another D-man. Maybe somebody who's on. Yeah, there's Mike Matheson. People are just still trying to pry Matheson away. Roy. What would it take to get a first and a fifth? Ugh. No, thank you. Tourier. Yeah, I don't know what to do here. What do we have for trade blocks? Anything? Pacioretty. So we got Pacioretty was traded to St. Louis for Jake Neighbors, Dylan Peterson in a second. Peyton Krebs for Aikido Heroes. Barclay Goodrow traded from the Rangers to the Wild, along with a second and a third for Marcus Foligno. And none of those guys are any good. All right, standings. Let's look at some bad teams in the West. Chicago. We could bring back Forbert. No, thank you. Connor Murphy. How's Bedard doing? Where is he? 47 points in 48 games. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, they don't have a defenseman that I like. San Jose. Timmins is a guy I like, but my scout hates him. He's a 4-star. Well, when I say 4-star, I just mean that's what their what do you call it? Their interest level is. Shukin, Gudas. No, it's a long-term deal for an old guy. Vakanainen, we can bring back Uro. Cam Fowler. 5-star. It's not going to happen. Minnesota. Don't really have anybody. Brock Faber's really damn good. Or he will be anyway. He's only 21 at the moment. Brodeen. Nope, it's a long contract. Yeah, this is tough, man. I can't find anything. Arizona. CC. What's Dumba's contract look like? Just this season? I mean, maybe a Matt Dumba. Four stars, yeah, nope, no Matt Dumba. CC, no thank you. Calgary, yeah, they've got Weegar, but I'm not giving up. Rasmus Anderson was somebody I was looking at, but I think he's listed as untouchable. Yeah. I would have given up a lot for him. Zadorov, no. Tanev? He's really good defensively. Let's try to add that poo-poo platter of 3-star guys and see if that interests them at all. Nachi, McLaughlin, Regular. Does that work? Let's try it. He wouldn't even have to leave. He could just change dressing rooms. We lose again. This has been really ugly. So Pasta scored first, and then they scored 3 straight goals. A lot of rejected trades. Let's keep moving forward. I don't want to get this done here. Running out of time. Did we get rejected? We got rejected. We don't want to part with... All right. I'm not pleased with the way things are going here down the stretch. Let's get Swayman in there for this one. There's a 3-1 victory. Konechny, Lucic. It's called Lukic. Lucic and Van Riemsdyk. Goligoski on waivers. He's terrible, though. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause it here. And that's going to give you guys an opportunity to leave me some comments. Who do you think I should go after? I'm kind of still looking at Matheson and looking at Boone Jenner and a couple players like that. Who do you think I should go after? Who are some players you think I should move? Who are some players you think I should move? Should I be willing to trade some draft picks? That's one thing I haven't tried yet, is trading picks. So I'm kind of hoarding my draft picks as one does in these games. So I'm going to leave it here. You guys in the comments, let me know who you think I should go after here as we approach the deadline. Next episode will likely be the end of the season, and I will kind of show you what we did, or what we've done, or what we didn't do. So yeah, I'm going to leave it here. Let me know your thoughts, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to everybody soon. Bye-bye.